It was pretty for a minute, and then that's all I needed.
I know, I looked out this afternoon and I was like, whoa. Because it snowed like through lunchtime. I looked out the picture outside of recess and I was like,
Wow,
it's
so
still
snowing.
snowing. Like, what's happening?
Okay, let's lay down on our backs. I think you want to keep your knees bent with your feet on the floor, but if you prefer, you can absolutely stretch your legs out. If the knees are bent, you can let them knock into one another, so feet can go a little bit wider. Just to feel that sense of release in the hips and the low back. Keep it simple. Especially in a posture like this, try not to complicate it with thought, too many adjustments. You can trust the yoga. Trust that even if you don't have perfect alignment, or if you don't do the fullest extent of a posture, or even if you just don't feel like it's your full practice today, trust the yoga. Trust that undercurrent that flows through everything we do when we step on our mat. The whole reason, the whole purpose carries with it all the benefits. But the moves don't have to be fancy, don't have to do particular peak poses. But it's okay if we do. What really matters is what we bring to the practice. Yoga is here, offering itself to us. What can we bring? Your right hand on your low belly, kind of in the bowl of the pelvis between the two hips. And start to breathe into that space. Notice how you feel the breath in the low belly and in the hand. In a moment, we're going to start to walk the hands up the belly, up the chest, up to the base of the neck, throat, and then back down. So we go hand over hand, very slowly up as we inhale, and back down as we exhale. So we linger in those breaths for quite a while, but you can move your hands at the pace that matches your breath. So keeping your right hand where it is, place your left hand just above that so that your right thumb and your left pinky finger graze one another. Start to breathe into your right hand, and then breath rises up into the left hand, and then you move the right hand over the left, and the left hand over the right. So keep walking the hands up the chest, keep breathing in, and then walk the hands back down as you breathe out. Just keep going like that. You can match where you feel the breath in the front of the body there with where you're placing the hand. Take your time. Next time the hands walk down to the belly, pause there. And keep the breath in the low belly. Let it expand out to the low back. Notice what this breath brings you. Maybe feeling, maybe sensation, maybe a shift in energy. Each inhale carries something with it. Start to draw the knees in toward the chest. Feel your back round into the mat. Feel your hips kind of curl up. You can round your forehead toward your knees too. Then start to rock and roll straight up and down the spine. So maybe small rocks at first. You can pump the legs like you're swinging. Just massage up and down each and every vertebrae. Eventually, come up to sit and plant your feet on the floor in front of you. Hips width apart. Knees bent. Hands behind you. With an inhale, reverse tabletop. Lift up. Let your thigh bones press straight forward. Let your hands press straight down. Exhale, drop your hips to the mat again. 2 more times like that. Push into your feet and hands. Let the center of the body rise. And exhale down. Good. 1 more time. Inhale. Stay here this time, lengthening out through the arm bones and through the shin bones, lengthening forward through the thigh bones. Finding a comfortable place for the head and neck to extend out of the shoulder girdle. A breath to open the heart. And then an exhale to set the hips back down. Find your sits bones in your tailbone so you're balanced and start to reach your arms forward. So you're still hinged back slightly, but lift up out of your low back. So the low back isn't rounding at all just yet. And feel the lower abdominals flatten in and up. Now we'll start to curl the spine. So tip the tailbone forward, start to rock onto the back of the pelvis. See how slowly, millimeter by millimeter, you can roll down. Keep your feet glued to the mat. Yeah. And then take your arms up overhead. Keep your feet right where they are. Go ahead and let your arms rest overhead. You might even want to reach for opposite elbows or just extend the arms out anyway. We're going to lift up into a bridge here, and it's going to be a little longer bridge than usual on purpose. So just lift the hips up from where they are and where the feet are planted. Keep the left foot where it is. Extend the right leg up to the sky. We'll wrap this right foot underneath the left leg. So tuck it under and pivot your right knee out to the side. So you kind of roll that right hip open. And then close it off and extend the right toes to the sky. We're rotating through that right hip. Tuck under and extend up. Good. Hips stay lifted the whole time. Slide that shin bone through and then reach it to the sky. Left leg really strong.
And notice if it feels like that foot is kind of skidding forward. See if you can isometrically draw that left foot back toward your hips. So it doesn't actually move, just energetically engages the hamstrings to help support the back body.
Let's do one more. Send the right leg high. And then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And sink both of your hips back down to the mat. So you're in a figure four shape. Stretch your arms out wide like a T, palms face up so there's no gripping across the chest. And then let your knees fall to the right in a twist with the figure four position. And then windshield wiper over to the left. And this motion can be slow. You can linger in those twists. But take it side to side a few more times at your feet. Allow the belly to be soft and pliable with the twisting. You bring the hips back through center. Grab this right knee or right shin, pull it in toward your nose. Curl your forehead up to your knee. Left leg can stay here, or you can extend it out to a hover over the mat if that feels okay in your low back. And then you can keep holding your knee with your two hands, or you can extend your two arms forward toward the front edge of your mat. We're going to pump the breath in the belly here. Kapalabhati breathing. So keep the shoulder blades lifted. Keep drawing the navel in, the sides of the waist in, and you contract those abdominal muscles to pump through the diaphragm in the belly. Here we go, breathe in. Pump the breath. Inhale. As you exhale, drop your left leg heavily to the floor and extend your right leg up to the sky. Keep your shoulders lifted. Keep your forehead curling toward your shin, your nose toward your knee. Let your elbows splay way out wide, forehead to knee pose. And then straighten out through the arms, release the head and the shoulders down. And slowly lengthen that right leg out onto the mat. Stretch your arms overhead, full body stretch. Wiggle up through the toes, the fingers, the wrists, the ankles. And then drop your arms down by your sides. Walk your feet into that loose bridge again. So heels, I don't know, a foot and a half away from the back of your hips. You've got space. And then feel the back of the pelvis lengthen out onto the mat so you have some abdominal support there. Once you've got the lower body situated, if you want to take the arms up overhead again, like we had them before, maybe holding your wrists or opposite elbows, take that position. Lift the hips up into your bridge. Try not to curl into the neck. Press the back of the head into the neck. And extend your left leg up to the sky. Good. And then bend the left knee and thread the shin bone behind the right leg. And then unwrap and extend to the side. And keep going. Tuck and wrap.
So you're feeling that left half of the pelvis now. Find some freedom, kind of massage through that rotation.
Last one here. Left leg will extend to the sky. Good, and cross your left ankle over your right thigh, figure four. Then the hips lower down. Stretch your arms out wide, palms face up. Drop both your knees over to the left. So the legs kind of collapse in that direction. The structure maybe folds a little bit. And then slowly up and over, roll across the sole of the right foot until the knees fall to the right. And then again, wind your way side to side. The weight shifts across the glutes. Maybe find some of those pressure points like a massage. Find any spots where the twist feels especially nice. Pause and enjoy it. Believe it or not, that's what we're here for. Find those moments of joy, find those pockets of release. Not trying to reinvent the wheel, not trying to go above and beyond the tradition. And to absorb all there is for 2,000 years of yoga practice. Eventually, we'll come back onto the back of both hips. And then grab your left knee, hug it in close. And curl your head and your shoulders up, forehead to your knee. See if you can make contact. And see if you can draw into your belly a little bit more. Keep the right foot planted or extend that right leg out to a hover. And keep the hands on the shin or extend the arms forward. Now, if you've made any adjustments, draw the shoulders up, forehead to the knee again. See if you can curl in. Gather up and inhale, preparing for Kapalabhati. And begin. Right leg lands, thigh bone lands. Left leg extends up. Go ahead and grab behind that left leg.
Let your elbows spin out wide and see if you can lift the forehead up to the knee, curl up a little bit higher. Reach out through the big toe mound and pinky toe mound of your left foot. So you'll feel that activate through the lines of the leg, back of the leg. Roll into the belly a little bit more. Take another breath. And then start to slowly lengthen the shoulders back down into the mat. Let the back of the head come to rest. And stretch the left leg forward and down. And when it lands, full body stretch. Arms up overhead, legs out long, point to flex through the feet, maybe hook the thumbs. And then 2 knees into the chest, just like we did at the very beginning of class. Curl into a ball. And start to rock and roll up and down the spine. This time we'll use a little bit more momentum, so let it build. To come all the way into ragdoll. And if you need to find another way up and onto your feet, that's okay. When you're ready, keeping the knees bent as you come into that forward fold position. So you're still curled up in a sense. So try not to curl through the head and the neck here. Just let the head hang. And if you can keep the belly on the thighs, maybe start to lift the back of the hips, the sits bones up toward the sky, ever so slowly, ever so slightly. Slide the hands up the shins, take a halfway lift, breathe in. And drop back down into the fold as you breathe out. Stand up, inhale all the way to the sky, upward salute. Start to walk your feet in underneath your hips. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, shoot the fingertips straight up. Split the arms, left arm forward, right arm back, open arm twist. Push the front of your right hip forward a little bit. Draw your left hip back. Now extend from the center of your heart out through your arm. Big inhale. Exhale to drop more weight down into your feet. And then arms up overhead, unwind. Inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Stand up with strength. Inhale, arms rise. Split right arm forward, left arm back, open arm twist. Good. And then work the hips. Left hip more forward, right hip back. And it helps to have a bend in the knees so you can access the hips there. Yeah. So 2 hips are square with that front line of the mat. And then the shoulders are trying to get in line with that side edge of the mat. Reach out and extend through both arms, through all 10 fingers. Take an inhale. Exhale all the way down into your feet. And then inhale, unwind and look up. Exhale, dive back down, forward fold. Halfway lift, stretch the spine out forward. So nice, exhale, fold. Chair pose this time. As you inhale, drop the hips, lift the heart. Bring your hands to heart center. Left elbow, right thigh, take that twist. And so same thing when we're twisting here, it might be more obvious to look at the knees than to feel through the hips, but we want to find that alignment of the hips square with the front of the mat, knees square. So sometimes I find it helps with that alignment to draw the chest forward. So instead of thinking about curling to the side so much, the twist is there. Now extend the spine long out of the pelvis. Stay low in your hips. Take that twist away and reach your arms out in front of you so you're hovering over your thighs. Get light on your left foot and step your left foot to the back of the mat. Hovering lunge. Now push through the ball of that foot as though you're going to launch yourself forward into warrior three. All that weight dropping down into the sole of the right foot, and pull your outer right hip back in space. Big breath in through the waistline. And then step your feet together and your hands at heart center, chair pose. Draw the shoulders up over the hips a little higher, broaden collarbones. And twist, right elbow over left thigh. Good. Now draw that outer right hip back, just like we did in the lunge a moment ago. Line up the knees. And now you've got that twist, so lengthen the heart forward and the head forward a little bit more. You can feel how that left leg has got you here, so trust it when we move into that lunge. Unwind your twist, but stay low, belly just hovering over your thighs, and extend your arms out in front of you. Get light on your right foot and step it to the back of the mat. And then almost like you don't need that back foot, all the energy is pressing forward. Left leg is strong, but try not to sit into the left hip. Keep pulling the outer left hip back like somebody's got it hooked. You can even take your thumb for a moment and pull that left hip back if you like to feel the difference. And then re-extend the left arm. Take a big breath in around your waistline. And then step together, hands at heart center. Pull the shoulders up over the hips. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Breathe in. Take your hands to the mat and step back to plank as you breathe out. Another breath in the plank here. And then exhale, lower to the mat. Cobra pose. Pull the shoulder blades back and then lift the chest. Downward facing dog, rock up and back. Let's go. How do those breaths feel now? The breaths that rise from the low belly up through the rib cage. And then drop back down. Oh, that's good. Old downward facing dog feel. Staple posture for a reason. There's so much to appreciate here. Let's take the right leg high, breathe in, free leg up. And step the right foot forward in between your hands. Come up to a crescent lunge. So deep bend in that right knee, just like we had in chair pose a moment ago. And bring the arms up overhead. Bend your elbows like you're going to touch them behind your back and bend your back knee to dip down to the mat. Keep that deep bend in your right knee. Just straighten your back leg and bring your arms up overhead again. Yeah, split the arms, left arm forward, right arm back, open arm twist. Big breath in, expand out. And then warrior two, spin your back heel down. Face that side up to your mat. So take a big breath in here. Then take your hands down to the mat. Fly the right leg high, three-leg dog. And right foot steps forward in between the hands again, crescent lunge. Ride the breath up. Bend the elbows, dip down low. Inhale, reach the arms by the ears. Split left arm forward, right arm back, open arm twist. Warrior two, spin open. Cartwheel the hands to the mat, low lunge. Three-leg dog, strike it up and back. And step forward in between your hands. Strong legs, crescent lunge. Good, split the arms. Warrior two, open up. And cartwheel the hands down. 3-leg dog, last round here. Reach the heel high. And step forward in between your hands. Come upright, inhale. We'll get that low lunge dip here, drop down. Rise back up. And then split the arms. Warrior two. Pause. So you take all of that and bring it into this pose. All of that action, all of that motion. So instead of getting complacent and quiet, this pose is loud on the inside. It has something to say, it has something to express. I can appreciate all that's there. Last. And then pull the hips back, straighten the front leg, and reach forward for triangle pose. Right hand can come down to shin, walk the floor. And then move your chest back into space. So your chest gets situated right between your two shoulders. Yeah. And then think of those open arm twists that we did where we radiated out from heart center, extending into both arms. Out through all 10 fingers. Lengthen the spine out of the hips. Bend your front knee again, come through warrior two and go right to reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Extended side angle, you can land your elbow on your thigh or take your hand to the floor. Left arm over your ear. Good. Take an inhale, spin your ribcage toward the sky. And as you exhale, close everything off. Bring your hands to frame your front foot in a low lunge. Step forward into chair pose, left foot meets the right. Drop your weight into your left foot. And then bring your right knee up so you're just hovering. Yeah, right foot off the floor. Let's hook right ankle over the left thigh. We get that external rotation that we practiced in bridge pose. So cut the hip creases back. Sink the hips a little lower. Flex, layer all 5 toes on that right foot. Like the needle pulling thread, we unwind, we unhook, and kick that right leg up to the sky. Fingertips to the floor, standing split. Bow deeply into your left leg. Reach your right foot for the back of the mat, moving toward low lunge. And then widen your left foot out toward the edge, left edge of your mat. Right hand plants, you're going to use that as a support. You can lean into that right hand. So you kind of lean out to the right, and right leg is going to thread through the space between your foot and your hand. Yeah, and go ahead and sit all the way down. Yeah, kick it through. Like you're going to tap your fingers. Good. Got it, good. And then sit up tall for a moment. We're gonna lean to the left now and swing the legs out to the right. So you spin on your hips and come into a lazy pigeon. So your left knee is pointing toward the top of the mat and your right leg's just tucked back behind you. Good. And then just walk the hands forward and bow down. And you can explore, feel it out. Walk your hands over to the left, walk your hands over to the right. Maybe kind of working back and forth, kneading through the movement is what feels best on your hip, or maybe there's a sweet spot. Shift it to one side, start to come back through center. Bring your hands to either side of that front knee. Lift your chest up. Tuck your back toes under and lift your left leg into three-leg dog. Now roll the left hip on top of the right, bend the knee, reverse the stretch of that open pigeon pose. And then drop this left knee right down for child's pose and let the right knee come with it. Sink the hips back toward the heels. We're gonna rise and open up at the same time. So you come up onto all fours, lean to your left, and kick your right arm and your right leg out, modified side plank. And then very slowly, hand and knee meet the mat, hinge back to child. Again, rise and open. And sink back. One more time. This time when you open up, pause there. You can stay or you can bend your right knee and grab the top of that foot with your right hand. And then bow the body. Press the chest forward. Press the hips forward. Take the sides of the throat back and the shoulders back. Gently release. If you found that back bind, release your right arm, right leg. Keep the right leg lifted, right hand to the mat. Again, you can stay here, elongating through the spine. So spinal traction is great work. Or you can bend the right leg again, and this time reach back with the left hand for the top of the foot. And pull the heart forward as you kick the foot back. Extend the right leg behind you, let the left hand meet the mat. And then step the right foot outside the right pinky finger. Step the left foot outside the left pinky finger. Deepen the squat by dropping your hips toward the backs of your heels. Maybe the hands leave the floor, chest rises. Big breath in. And deep breath out. Again, big breath in. Complete breath out. Hands come to the mat, lift the hips, and walk the toes in behind the wrists a little bit more. So you get more compact. You feel like you're drawing everything towards center. So knees high up on the backs of the arms. You can even lift the heels so you can work the knees up to the armpits. And then maybe pick up one foot and the other. Keep looking forward if you move into Bakasana. Picking both feet up, connecting the toes, inner edges of the feet. As you're ready, step or shoot your feet back. Right into Chaturanga. We'll bend the elbows by the side ribs. You can take Cobra or Up Dog as you inhale. And Down Dog as you exhale. Stream of breath. And not to pass through any of these poses, try to pull out all there is from each and every pose. Left leg into the air, 3-leg dog. And then step your left foot forward in between your hands. Stand the ball of the back foot, crescent lunge will bring you up. Bend the elbows, bend the back knee, and sink down low. Inhale, keep that deep bend in your front leg. Just lift the back knee, arms up by your ears. And then right arm forward, left arm back. Open our twist. This first one, let's stay and really feel for the depth of the twist. Pull the left hip back and face. And then the back heel pivots down, spin open to warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. 3-leg dog, swing the left leg up. Step it forward in between your hands as you exhale. Inhale, crescent lunge, come up tall. Bend the elbows, sink down low. Good. Inhale, extend up out of the side body. Open arm twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Turn to face the side wall. Spin open into warrior 2, facing the stage. Cartwheel the hands down, low lunge. Left leg up and back, 3-leg dog. Catch your breath in. Use the breath out to step forward. Breathe in, crescent lunge, come up. Breathe out as you dip the back knee down, squeeze the elbows toward one another, activate those back muscles, and then inhale, reach up. Twist toward the wall, right arm forward, left arm back. Warrior 2, pull the right hip back. Breathe in. And wrap it down. Last round, left leg high, 3-leg dog. Step. Crescent. Pull. Reach. Twist. Warrior 2. And own it. From the feet, all the way up and out through the fingertips. Own every sensation in the body here. Own the placement of every bone. And be accountable for your joints. So snuggle the muscles up against the joints so there's protection there. There's not locking out. Yeah, everything working together. There's that seamless life force that runs through all the joints, all the bones, all the tissues. One more. Well done. We start to straighten that left leg and hinge the hips back. Pull up and out of this left side of the waist and tip into Trikonasana. So push your shin into your hand so that you feel that front leg activate there. You've got a stilt underneath the left ribs. And just like we did in those twists, there's a twist here. Elongate the spine to accentuate. As you pull yourself up, bend into your left knee again. Take it right back into reverse warrior. Flip the left palm. Open up. Extended side angle. Parasvanasana. Reach the right arm up and over your ear. Roll your right ribs back. Look up underneath your right arm. Take a breath. And then spin the right hand down to the floor and square everything off. You can move the left hand to the outside of that front foot. Right into chair pose. Right foot steps forward. And stay low. Hands can come to your heart. Start to shift the weight into that right leg and pull the left knee up toward your chest so the left foot floats. We'll hook the left ankle over the right thigh. And then fold the hips, the knees. Yeah. Stick your buns out behind you. So again, we thread and weave. We pull the left knee up toward the chest, and then we slide that left leg up and back, standing split. Deep bow. What does this pose bring with it? What does this breath bring with it? Instead of searching outside, what are we missing? That's right here, hidden within the pose. Reach your left leg for the back of the mat. Moving into low lunge. And then widen your stance by taking your right foot out to the right edge of your mat. Left hand to the left edge, and you're gonna lean into that hand. So you've got a big area of space to start to slide that left foot through. And sit down. Good. Now shift your weight over to the right and swing your legs around to the left. Lazy pigeon. So I've got a bent back knee, right knee pointing toward the front of the mat. And walk forward. You can walk the hands side to side here or simply melt into a puddle. The idea being that sometimes less is more. Sometimes we completely miss the moment. We don't even realize that we're there, that it's here, that it's within us. When we're striving for something else. the hands in and lift the chest up. And then curl the back toes under, let that back leg go straight now so that you can slide and slip the right leg up and back, the 3-leg dog. Roll the right hip open, bend the knee. Press the left heel toward the floor. We'll wrap right down into a child's pose. So move slowly so you land gently on the knees. Your toes can help to catch you. Sink back. Take a breath into your back body here. And then we'll do those motions of rising up, leaning onto the right hand this time and letting the left arm and the left leg extend open. And curl back in. Again, open, expand. One more time. Lift up, blossom open, and pause. And this might feel complete and whole, and if it does, stay. If you want to bend the left leg and grab for the top of that foot, you can go for that other option. Pressing the chest forward, bowing the body. Let the left foot kick back and lengthen the left arm. Gently release, extend. Left leg stays lifted even as the left hand comes down to the mat. Square off. Stay here and work the extension by drawing the belly up and in, or again, bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand this time. And then curl the chest up like cobra pose. If you've got the bind. Good. Left leg stays lifted, just reach it back if it bends. Right hand to the floor, draw the pit of the belly up and in. Step the left foot forward, everybody, outside the left hand. And then right foot forward, outside the right hand. Drop the hips down. Full breaths is Malasana. And then hands drop back down to the mat. Slowly start to lift the hips up and spin all 10 toes to point forward. Even if the feet stay wide, just parallel the inner edges of the feet for this fold. Similar to that ragdoll we did in the beginning, you can keep the knees bent, or you can start to lift up out of the sit bones, up and wide. Halfway lift, let the hands slide up the shins, look forward. And then fold in. We'll rise one more time. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Catch hold of opposite elbows overhead like we did on the floor before. And then use the elbows, the hands against the elbows to lift the rib cage up. Drop the tailbone down. Good. Side bend to the right. Side bend to the left. Back up through center. Reach the arms up. And drop back down, forward fold.
Halfway lift, breathe in.
Plank pose, breathe out. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Child's pose. Sit up briefly, heels. And then we'll swing the legs out, feet out to one side. Feet forward on that. Go ahead and plant them about hips width apart. And sit up tall. Draw your low back in. And extend your arms out in front of you. Good, hinge back. Take a big breath in. And then slowly start at the very tip of your tailbone and around your back in the same manner we did at the very beginning. It rolls through the hips first. Then the lowest vertebrae. Slowly through the middle back. Space between the shoulder blades. Head comes to rest, reach your arms up overhead, full body stretch. Roll the wrists and ankles, ripple through the fingers and toes. And eventually settle into Shavasana. Depth and magnitude of this pose is in your ability to do nothing. Right here and see what the pose brings to you. Welcome in some new breath. Welcome in some gentle movement. And slowly find that full body stretch one more time. And then picking a side, rolling over, passing through, and coming on it with it. Create that line of energy from the seat, the very pit of the belly up to the heart. And then thumb knuckles to the third eye, connect the heart to the head. And then bow to this powerful practice. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Yeah.